You're watching Liquid Lunch on Newsmax TV. I'm John Tobacco. I love when we mix it up. Today we got such a fun panel that we've kind of agreed on most of the stuff. I think we may have a little departure here because Donald Trump is saying that because some of the countries in Europe and other places are not treating us fairly with trade and other things, he may expand the travel ban even further. Jadan, what do you think about expanding this travel ban?
Well, certainly the presidential prerogative. So again, the Supreme Court already found that he has that power. Should he do it for countries that don't do what we'd like? It's a little different. It's a little different argument than an argument about safety and security of Americans that he can convince people on. If it's going to be, I don't know, Russia or Germany or Italy because they're not reaching a trade deal with us, or the UK after Brexit, I don't know. I think it's a little different. I think Americans are going to find that a little hard to justify.
Johnny, what do you think about adding more countries?
I think it's so ridiculous what he's doing. He couldn't find half these countries. I think he throws darts on a wall. We have the Twin Towers up the street here. How isn't he saying the guys that flew the planes in there, Egyptians and Saudi Arabians, how come they're not on the list? No, they get a free pass. I think anywhere Trump has a hotel, those countries are getting exempt. If you don't have a hotel, if he hasn't built in your country, you're going to be banned from coming into the country. So if you want to get into the country, just build a hotel, put Trump on it, you're going to get in.
So you think that's driving his policy on immigration?
Well, it is. Why is Egypt not on it? Saudi Arabia. Why is it the countries that
he's sort of doing Saudi Arabia.
And Russia. What about Russia? He's got a hotel in Moscow.
You know what?
He should ban that in
Let's
Russia.
take a look at what Elizabeth Warren had to say about Trump's immigration policies and Trump as a candidate. This is back from 2015.
Trump and I both agree that there ought to be more taxation of the billionaires. I got to tell you, it's the other half with Donald Trump, because he's the one who said he wants to rip 11 million people who live in this country right now, rip them out of their families, take them away and deport them. For me, that just scratches his name off the list. You can't be president of the United States if that's your view.
So she was almost saying he's not a bad candidate except for his immigration policies, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think Elizabeth Warren is a populist, Donald Trump was a populist, and they shared the cynicism towards the elite and towards the control of the American economy by those with the most economic power. But she's a Democrat, and she has to categorically toe the party line when it comes to people who break the law.
She's an elite, but isn't she?
Yeah, but the other thing, something has to be done without policy. Like, I come off the BQE coming from LaGuardia. You come to 69th Street and Roosevelt Avenue, you see hundreds of illegal immigrants on the corner waiting to be picked up in vans and ripped off by contractors. Or you go to Home Depots. And this is depressing the market because instead of paying a union guy, now you can go and pick up and then rip them off. So something has to be done. Now, what it is, and can we get Congress together to do something on that? I don't know, but it is so cruel to go by and see these people in 0-degree weather standing on the corner praying that a van pulls up and then they jump in and they hope to get a day's work.
Hey, Jane, isn't it strange that, the unions tend to be the biggest supporters of Democrats, right? And at the same time, the Democrats want to open the borders and flood us with illegal immigrants, illegal aliens, who are basically depressing the demand for union employees. Isn't it crazy?
I mean, that's the internal contradiction of the Democratic Party, is that somehow they believe they can be pro-immigration and also pro-labor, and you just can't. More people means more competition, and wages go down. Wages do not go up. It's when you restrict the labor supply, when there's less workers, that's when everyone makes more money, which is why a growing economy helps, which is why wages have gone up recently. But you're absolutely right. I mean, there's no way there's going to be a solution until the merger of big business and those on the left that want more voters, and that unholy alliance is torn. And frankly, it never will, because businesses want to bring them in, and that drives down their wages and salaries for their staff, and Democrats want more voters.
We used to have a system of guest workers that were being flown in and work here seasonally and then go back and then set up life there. And it worked very well. They were going back and forth. Why we don't have that now, and the infighting between the two parties, because it's just inhumane the way the system is right now.
Tremendous. You know, I used to do a lot of business in Bermuda, a little tiny country off the coast of America, there down by North Carolina, and they have 55,000 residents there. They let in like 5,000 guest workers every year on a 1-year pass, right? And at 12 months, they basically come to the house and say, it's your time to leave because we got to bring in a new 5,000 people. And it works perfectly for them. It's amazing. Maybe we should do something like that. Like you said, a nice guest worker program.
Right. I mean, we used to have them to fly in to do seasonal work down agriculture down in the southern part of the country. I mean, if we need them up here, if we need workers to be flown in because all the unions workers have jobs and there's openings, you can fly them in, but you have to give them the opportunity to be able to join unions and boost up their wages because what's happened is they're being exploited.
All right, I want to thank Jadan, Horyn, and Johnny McDonagh for joining us today to mix it up. Before we go, we had a little technical issue in the last segment. Johnny, you were nice enough to bring us a photo provided by Randy Credico. I'm only showing it because he did something nice for my friend Roger Stone and suggested that he doesn't get any jail time.
That's Randy's father, who did 10 years in prison in Ohio where they filmed Shawshank Redemption, the movie. And he got 10 years for bank robbery, and it's traumatized Randy that now he doesn't want anybody going to jail, he said, except for maybe Hannibal Lecter. He said he would make an exception.
All right. It's strange to me that the man who basically ratted out and testified against my friend Roger Stone is now advocating for no jail time. But hey, stranger things have happened, and for now I have to agree with him because I don't want to see Roger in jail either. Johnny McDonagh, Jadan, Horyn, thank you so much. You stay right there. We're going to come back after this with some live impeachment coverage. Are you watching Liquid Lunch? We'll be back at you right after this.